Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video is composed of things that I tinkered with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. This video should contain tips and tricks of things that I've learned throughout the year. Now, I only plan on leaving this video posted for about 30 days. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. Going to kick off the day, mailing off some tools. Put something in storage, swing by the junkyard, see what's going on there. Then I'm going to check Queen Bee. Last night it was running a little rough. Kind of felt like the mass airflow sensor is going out or something. Might have a massive vacuum leak. Maybe a turbo tube is peeling or torn or something like that. Then I'm going to go visit grandmother, come home and tinker with Queen Bee. Finish up on it. And tomorrow the shop said they're gonna help me get that oil pan bolt off, and I'm gonna check, see what's rattling loose on the garage, on the exhaust on that thing. Heck, I should toss a battery in old Blue Eyes and drive it today. Let me see if I got enough room in here to drive this car. I got so much crap in here, man. Let me go try to unload some stuff out of Panther and haul some of that stuff out of that car to storage so I can start driving it. Got some touch-up paint from the paint shop the other day. Hopefully that'll work. I don't know why they don't just give you some of that stuff, man. You pay for an entire paint job on the car. Toss in a little touch-up paint. Well, somebody got to ask for it. There it is, folks. The throttle body tube has just about totally slid off the throttle body. I noticed that yesterday that didn't look very secure. So I need to get that back on and secure. Must have didn't put that on good enough when I dropped the engine in. Like when the problems are small. Most of you know that I recently reviewed a jump starter box and charger system on my channel. Really liked it. Ordered my daughter one. You know, Amazon is like the best with getting stuff to you. 10 days later, still didn't have it. Contacted the vendor. They said it was an Amazon holdup. Contacted Amazon. They tried to blame it on the vendor, so I kind of got a little bit aggressive with Amazon, and then they said that we would have it the next day. Sent me a feedback request, which I prompted not to reply to because the next day hadn't come yet. At any rate, didn't get it the next day. I later found out that those jump boxes are considered hazardous material, and they will not ship those to post office boxes. So the post office will not accept those to be placed in their facility for pickup. So you have to have those shipped to a physical address. So if you order one of those jump boxes, have it shipped to a physical address. If you order one to be delivered to a post office box and you have not received it yet, log into your Amazon account and enter in a new address, physical address for it to be delivered to, and probably within 48 hours they will redirect that and ship it out. If you got any questions, go ahead and post it below. Mad Max red Volvo, man, still got a good sticker on that license plate. That's crazy they put that in here. It's got tinted windows, custom instrument panel. If anybody wants that, let me know. We could probably ship it to you, 400 bucks. Looks like a 96 model. It's got the door lock switch. Somebody asked me about adding that to a car. I don't know. And I'm not doing the research to figure it out. Cloth, soft seats, no sunroof. A few other things in there. Volvo Fanatic. NA model, has a good computer tube, good dipstick, maybe a good math. Good battery tray, a few other things. Nice biscuit type engine mount. Too bad it's in the junkyard. Nice dash in an 850. Look at that thing laying down nice and clean. Buster Brown's gonna come get that, so you don't have to buy mine. It's got the trip computer in it. ECC. Looks like it was in good shape. Bet somebody overheated it. Well, heck, it was for sale somewhere. $95,850 for 1950. Wonder why they chose to junk it instead of sell it. Back seats look pretty good. I'm gonna hide the key behind this seat here. The bumper on the 850 comes down contoured like that, and it has 3 rivets riveting that mud flap area in. Ask me about some clean tan carpets. I don't think they get no cleaner than this. Better get them before Buster Brown shows up. Car has a spotless headliner. Be nice for Queen Bee if somebody wanted it. 70 mud flaps are molded to the bumper. As you can see, they have that notch in them there. So these will not fit an 850. Set of Bilsteins look like they're the 27th week, 2003.
Yeah.
Not keepers. This is the mount bracket I had broken on my 740. Got broken in an accident. I just took it off this 94 model. Had a big rubber mount on there. Screw on top. 2 more screws on top. 13. 12 on the bottom. Then get the mount out by wedging the pipe under the engine, lifting it up. Then take the 15 out of the bottom there. Took the big mount off. Now I'm going to go put this on my 740. Got this NA throttle body plate off of this 960. You know, these cars actually come with this, I guess it's a T15, which fits that screw in that throttle body plate. It's the best way to get it off. Dude, that guy starts backing up, backs all the way up to my bumper. I got to lay on my horn, tell him to chill, and he doesn't care. Just keeps backing up. Almost hit me. Time to get this throttle body tube back on Queen Bee. That thing's making the car run rough. I want to tell you to simply check your turbo piping. It all has to be checked by hand very carefully. You just can't skim over this. If you're having problems with your car running properly, boosting properly, you may or may not get a code. If you don't get a code, it's either fuel pressure related or it is probably a loose pressure tube somewhere or a loose vacuum line. Here's the vacuum tube on the early P80 cars. As you can see, a lot of vacuum lines, and it has a couple of vacuum caps. You can hook a boost gauge up to one or some other vacuum system. Basically, when your car is idling, it is sucking in air. That is a vacuum. When your car is in boost, it's pressurizing this intake manifold, and that's in boost. So you're normally either in vacuum or you're in boost. When I'm cruising down the highway 70 miles an hour, just on a flat road, not picking up any speed, I'm normally in vacuum. If I'm climbing a hill, that normally shifts to boost. If I have a hole as big as one of these tubes open where air is escaping, that can cause me 3 or 4 psi of boost pressure. So it is important that all of these lines and tubes are all connected properly and they don't have holes in them, stuff like that. They go to things like your cruise control, your boost gauge, your vacuum pumps, your emissions and things. They all got to be connected and in good shape. Yesterday I was driving along and the car started running a little funny. It didn't want to run smooth. The idle was wandering a little bit up and down. I immediately suspected that I had a boost leak. Then I punched it. When this car is normally slamming and accelerating aggressively, it basically accelerated like a car that was towing something, it was struggling. So I figured I had a boost pressure leak, so I decided to check it first thing in the morning because I didn't want to check it at night. Since this vehicle is turbo, it is critical that all the turbo piping is sealed properly. That means post-turbo. There's the turbo down there. The first line you got coming off the turbo is that awkward size hose there. It comes up through this metal tube. It goes back into a rubber hose. That goes down into another tube, into another rubber hose, into the bottom of the intercooler, all the way up to here, the output of the intercooler. The purpose of the intercooler is to cool the air down that comes off the turbo. And hopefully by the time it comes out here, it lowers the temperature dramatically. Cold air burns and functions your combustion engine a lot better than hot air does. Comes through this plastic tube into the throttle body intake tube. Part of that tube breaks off to this idle air control valve. They both dump into the throttle body. One of them in front of the throttle body. This tube behind the throttle body into your intake manifold. When you are in boost, climbing a hill, accelerating, this stuff is pressurized. Therefore, if any of it is loose, pop loose, has a tear or a hole in it, you're not going to have your proper boost pressure, and your car is either going to go slow or it's going to fall on its face, and it may even give you a boost control error message, and it may even stall and cut totally off. Because when one of these tubes are not connected properly or torn, this car will suffocate the engine. One of the common issues with this turbo system on this particular Volvo, because it has so many rubber hoses. It's got a rubber hose here. It's got a rubber hose here. It's got a rubber hose down at the inlet of the intercooler. Sometimes when people slam on the gas, the car starts to hesitate, almost slows down a little bit, and then it starts picking up speed and taking off. What is happening when that does that, normally 9 times out of 10, this hose is actually collapsing. When you hit the gas and open up this throttle body, the engine begins to suck the air in. When it goes to suck the air in, before the turbo pressurizes these tubes, it will suck this tube down almost flat, causing the car to be starved of air. Until that turbo winds up to pressurize those tubes, that air tube is sucked almost totally closed, and the car has a hesitation and almost will stall. Part of your responsibility to maintain your car and make sure it's running properly is to tune it up. When you have a turbo car, one of the things that you need to tune up or confirm that's in good shape is these tubes. Fill on these tubes. If they're hard, and that's better. If they're soft and spongy and wet with oil, they need to be replaced. A common one to tear is here. I've seen several of these tear. Another one is down here on the bottom of this throttle body intake tube. I've seen a lot of them tear at that joint. So you need to make sure that these tubes are in good shape. I even seen the one back there on top of the turbo torn several times. Again, if you're having uneven idles, the car will not boost properly, come and check these tubes. Check the one under there that goes into the throttle, especially close, and make sure all of these tubes are intact. Make sure that the clamps have rubber on both sides of them so that they're holding good. And if you don't see anything, you may want to actually remove these tubes. Check them with your hand and put them back on. Anything short of that, you can have these issues for a very long time. And again, If you have a vacuum situation where you have a cap missing off your vacuum tree, or your vacuum tree is broken, or one of these lines or torn open or not connected, that can cause you boost pressure as well. Lack of boost pressure, lack of performance, a lack of fun. Check out your turbo vacuum and pressure tubes. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.